Hello and welcome to part 4 of our Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin appreciation chat. For anyone that watched part 3, brilliant, thanks very much. In this episode, part 4, we cover the following: the Jackie Chan films from the Lo Wei era and what we think of them, why there are 2 different spellings for Jackie Chan's name. We remember the film Shaolin Wooden Men. We discuss how the Lo Wei era of films, they show a slightly different side to Jackie Chan. Anyway, thanks very much for giving it a go. So we'll move on, sort of. I want to discuss the Lo Wei films, the Lo Wei era films. And the reason I want to discuss them is because historically they've got quite a bad rep.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what you think of them. I certainly know what you think of Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin. I know it's one of your favourite films. It's one of my favourite films, and cousin Paul as well. It's one of his favourite films. He loves this film as well, right?
Yeah.
So I've put these up here, these Lo Wei films. They have a very poor reputation with people. Mm-hmm. I've never understood it. Now, the reason I've never understood it is because, well, I've always liked them. But when I was a kid, I could only watch and get hold of the Jackie Chan films that I could watch and get hold of. And I liked these films. Now, admittedly, the first film I saw, Chan film I saw, was Snake and Eagle Shadow. So I was off to a really good start, if you like. I could only kind of go downhill from there. But it didn't feel like that to me. They were just other Jackie Chan films. And when I watched them, I didn't think they were crap. No. I thought they were brilliant. I just wanted more of this guy. And I didn't hold it up to, it's not as good as Snake and Eagle Shadow. I never cared about that. I just went, well, I want more Chans. So I watched these films. And I liked them. And apart from Snake and Eagle Shadow and Drunken Master, I didn't have any chance to compare them to. Things like Police Story and God knows what, the Young Master, even if they were out, I hadn't got hold of any of them yet. I hadn't seen them yet. So to me, these are the films that we had to watch. So let's go through each one of them.
Right.
And if you don't remember them, that's fine. It's not like I watch these every day either. But I can still tell you whether I liked them or not. So New Fist of Fury is the first one. It ain't great, but I didn't hate it. It was all right. And the one we got was pretty badly censored. It's been re-released recently, and it's a lot better anyway. But it's okay. Do you remember it much?
No, not really. No, I mean, I've seen it years and years and years ago. But yeah, I was quite young when I saw it. So a bit vague on that one. And I don't have that one. You know, a lot of it's been sort of cemented by me having it on VHS.
Right. There you go. Yeah,
and it was all pre-internet days as well. So I'm sort of delving in now with the internet era now. But yeah, there was a period of time before that. It was if I didn't have it on there on the VHS, or Channel 4 always used to play stuff like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I used to watch them at Dad's and stay up with like midnight snacks and stuff. But again, it was the classics. As we've previously spoken about, that golden era when he entered Golden Harvest. So a lot of this pre-stuff that wasn't televised.
No, because it wasn't popular. Look, this, and like you say, that means you didn't. I had it on VHS, which means I watched it because I had it. So Killer Meteors is the next one. He's in it. He's good in it, but it's really a Jimmy Wang Yu film. He's the main star. But you know what? I always liked this film. It got re-released recently, so I watched it in nice widescreen and good quality and everything on the Blu-ray, and I really enjoyed it. I'd actually say I enjoyed it more now with an. I don't think I did compare the Chans back then, but even so, it doesn't matter. I've watched Snake and Eagle Shadow and Drunken Master, and then I'm watching Killer Meteors. They're worlds apart. But as an adult, I've got a bit more knowledge of when the films came about, what period it was in his career, etc., etc. So I enjoyed it more now. But to me, there's another Lo Wei one. Liked it. And by the way, look at the top. Lo Wei era Jackie Chan films. Look how it's spelled.
With Y, I've noticed that as well. The Y changed from the IE, didn't it, after?
Yeah, okay, but the reason I use that version is because we're talking about the Lo Wei era. These are the details, and you're not bringing it up. But anyway, it don't matter. I've brought it up.
I've picked up on it years ago as a youngster and always felt a bit baffled. Why is it with a Y sometimes? Why? Maybe it's just like the Asian translation. They get a bit loose with the way they end up with the Y's and the I's and the E's and stuff.
Okay, right. Okay. We need to chat about the spelling of Jackie Chan now then.
Right.
Because you've brought it up. For years, going off of a Jackie Chan interview that I watched, he said that someone told him, can't remember who, don't even know if he specified who. It's a long time ago, this interview, but it's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
He said someone told him that spelling it like that, CKY, is how a girl would spell it.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to change it to IE, and that's how a man would spell it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he said in an interview himself.
Right.
Now, since then, listening, learning, etc., I'm not saying which one is true or not.
Right.
I've since found out that it might not be the reason.
Right, okay.
Another school of thought, let's call it that, another school of thought, is that when he departed unceremoniously from Lo Wei, and when got signed to Golden Harvest,
right,
they did everything they could to distinguish the two things and go, that's that, and this is this. And honestly, that is when the name changed. So
right, yes, it's no coincidence.
But I also get why Chan might not have used that. I ain't saying he made that story up. Maybe they're both true. I'm not saying he made it up.
Yeah.
But maybe he went, this is a better story because it don't involve any political stuff.
With a
It
whole
doesn't
sort of
badmouth anyone or bring any stuff up. It doesn't rake anything up. It's just, I'll change my name because of this. But I do think it sounds pretty plausible that they went, right, he's still called Jackie Chan. We don't want to change his name because he's partially famous, if you like, but let's change it so that we can go, this is our Jackie Chan, and that's the rubbish Jackie Chan. But that brings, look, that's the slide we're talking about. I don't think it is the rubbish Jackie Chan. I like this. I like these films.
So
To Kill with Intrigue, that's another one that got re-released, and I rewatched it like Kilometers the other day, or fairly recently in the last few months. And again, I enjoyed it more now because I could appreciate it more now for what it was. Oh, I've skipped over Shaolin Wooden Men. Sorry about that. Now, Shaolin Wooden Men for me is the first. I didn't see it in order when I was a kid. But now, if I look at it in order, that is the first Chan where I would have gone. If I'd watched them in order, no Snake and Eagle Shadow, blah, blah, blah. If I watched this in order, I watched New Fist of Fury, Kilometers, and I grew up as they came out, I would have gone, I love this film. Shaolin Wooden Men is brilliant.
Yeah, it's promising to me as well, that one.
It's
and
fantastic,
I've got that one on VHS as well. And again, it's that sort of old, it's that same as, it's that old sort of intro where you've got a sort of going through all that training thing in the Wooden Men and the sort of the mystic sort of like, the lady that goes, if I remember correctly, because again, years since I've seen it, she's Buddha bless you all the time. If I think it's correct, but it's just, and the training. And is that the one where he's running up the steps and he's carrying the water going up down the steps and stuff like that, and he's doing all this training, and it's amazing. Same as like, I don't want to keep jumping, like Master with cracked fingers, and he's punching him and all this, and it's that old school training. I love it, and that sort of Buddhist way of living and the forestry, and it's amazing.
If you remember, he's doing that training with the monks. He plays a mute in this film. He can't talk for ages, right? But at night times, he's sneaking into the prison where Cam Kong is. He's tied up, and he teaches him the roar of the lion or the lion fist or whatever. So he's becoming better than the monks in 2 seconds flat, because at night he's doing training, real powers stuff. Down in the dungeons. Right. But because he's a criminal, he's teaching him. It's the difference between, all right, good and evil, if you like. But you've got the good monks teaching him all the good virtues, and then you've got this guy criminal down in the dungeons who's treating him better. He thinks he's treating him better. On the surface, he's treating him better than the monks are, right? Because the other monks are taking the mick out of him because he's mute and he can't talk and this, that, and the other. And he's only like doing the training upstairs. He goes downstairs, gives this guy some food. And he's teaching him kung fu for it, and he's being nice to him. I don't want to ruin the film for people who ain't seen it, but he ain't really nice. But I'm saying it's a good contrast of the supposedly nice bit outside up with the temple is a little bit miserable for him. He goes downstairs to the criminal in the jail, and it's happy days. It's kind of weird, but a good film.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, that's a big one for me. I do really enjoy that one.
That's what I'm saying. So if we watched them in order, and we didn't know who Jackie Chan was, and we was just growing up in Hong Kong watching these new kung fu films, we might go, oh, that's not as good as the real Fist of Fury. Who's this rubbish new bloke? Then we would have gone, well, he's not really in this film. Who cares? But then Shaolin Wooden Men would have come out and I've gone, well, this is fantastic. Remember the bit where he burns the dragons, gets out of the hall of wooden dummies, and
that's it.
Mint film. He learns Snake Fist off of the female monk, right? And they go on the oil floor.
That's it. And she's gliding on. And she goes, attack the vital organs, like eyes, like, you know, like that. And sort of, sort of in there, like with the eyes gouging, like, aim for the internal organs and under the ribs. It's just really, and she just glides along, like you say, like, it's all coming back. Amazing.
I think when he does the vitals, because she sees him training, like before she gets to the training, she sees him doing some stuff, and she sees him doing vitals. And I think she has a dig at him and says, "Hey, what? Where are you learning this? We don't do vitals.
No,
where are you learning this stuff?" He don't say nothing. Yeah, not just because he can't talk in the film, but because he don't want to grass up the old bloke down there. But she tweaks then and goes, right, something's going on here.
She's
right?
extra dimension.
So we're not talking about Wooden Men, we're talking about Snake Craneartsofshaolin, but we can't help it. It got brought up, and it's an amazing film. So to me, that's an amazing film. Then we go down in a bit with this Kill with Intrigue. It's not a crap film. I still, as a kid, enjoyed it. As I told you, an adult, I enjoyed it even more. And then the next film that comes out, 1978, is Snake and Craneartsofshaolin, the film we're here to discuss that we're not really discussing, right? But we can't help it. We've gone off on tangents to do with, it's all to do with Chan.
Yeah, it's always linked.
Snake and Craneartsofshaolin. We don't want to go. We're going to get into the film, so we don't want to do it here. But this is to discuss the Lo Wei era Jackie Chan films and why people think they're crap. Because Snake and Craneartsofshaolin is one of them, and it's an amazing film. Magnificent Bodyguards is the next one, and I loved that as well at the time. Bit weird because it was a 3D film. So there's a lot of bits in it because I didn't see it in 3D. Obviously, I just had it on VHS where it would be like that, and it looked crap on TV. But I wasn't in the cinema with 3D glasses on.
No.
But the film I thoroughly enjoyed. Nothing like Snake and Crane. No way a Chan like Snake and Crane is, but I did enjoy it. But then we move on to Spiritual Kung Fu. I loved it. I love that film. So it's another Lo Wei film in this era, the supposedly crap, an amazing film. So far, Wooden Men, Snake and Crane, and Spiritual Kung Fu, I've liked all the others. Those ones, I love those films.
Yeah.
Does old Snake Fist. Do you remember he learns off of the ghosts in that?
That's right. Yeah. Again, I mean, out of all of those titles, I've got Dragon Fist, Snake and Crane, Wooden Men. That's the ones I got on VHS. I've seen Spiritual Kung Fu years and years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it might have been on the TV. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm pretty vague with that one. Again, I'm
being on
brushing
telly,
up the skills with these.
Great film. Great film. Good one. Then Half-Loaf of Kung Fu, which I believe Lo Wei shelved that and didn't release it because, you know, he thought he was crap and Chan was getting on his wick. But then once he did Snake and Drunken, then, and I think it might have even been once he'd already gone Golden Harvest. I remember, I'm sure the story is that then Lo Wei grabbed what he had left of Chan to go, he's famous now. And so Half-Loaf of Kung Fu came out quite a bit later. But again, that's another one that's been re-released that I've re-watched recently because they re-released it in widescreen on Blu-ray or whatever. And honestly, I enjoyed that as well. Very, very Kung Fu comedy, hence the title, Half-Loaf of Kung Fu, but another film I liked. But then we move on to Dragon Fist. That's one of my favorite Chans.
Right.
And even though people will say that Chan is amazing because he found his own groove, the Kung Fu comedy style, not Bruce Lee, his own thing. I appreciate all that. The good thing about the Lo Wei era Chan films is we get to see a different Jackie Chan. Now, some people might go, yeah, I know, a crap one. Not to me, it weren't, because I like the Kung Fu comedy. I love Jackie Chan. I love that stuff. And to me, Snake and Eagle Shadow, Drunken Master, true Kung Fu comedy, traditional Kung Fu comedy, far better than Dragon Fist. But if you want to watch a serious Chan with no messing around and smashing teeth out, Dragon Fist on. Put Dragon Fist on. Because he ain't doing that when he's himself and he's got the free reign, because he's adding in these comedic elements. Well, back then they just said, do this film. And it was a normal kung fu film that you'd have had any actor in. He's amazing in it. The choreography is amazing in it. The fights are amazing in it. I love the fact that he's a serious it's not a comedy. It's a traditional kung fu film, and it's brilliant. And we may not have had that without this era, you know.
It's interesting, there's the nuances, you know what I mean? Because you've got the comedic sort of things, you know, and you've got his sort of, you know, he's into Buster Keaton and the way that he used to shoot the films and stuff. And then they're even in the sort of Lo Wei era as well. And then obviously when he's allowed his own artistic direction, he's fully embroiled himself in the films in that sort of comedic fashion, which is him. So I guess that connection with Lo Wei, whether he was allowed to interject that into his role, or whether they just both kind of agreed on that, or that was the niche thing at the time that was working, when people, maybe the Eastern culture world of cinema, were exposed to the older, you know, like the Buster Keatons and that sort of Charlie Chaplin and that sort of black and white era of film. But yeah, and I noticed, sort of without sort of changing, and over on Snake and Cranes, with the Arts of Shaolin, something I picked up with Jackie Chan's role as well. Quite often he's the underdog, or in these traditional ones, in the Lo Wei early ones, he's being trained to become a master. But with Arts of Shaolin, he's going straight in with that knowledge. He's not getting beaten up, getting his face smashed in, and then he's avenging them. And he's almost psyching up, he's building up. He's just straight in master. He's got the roles. They're after him. Do you know what I mean? He's got the knowledge through the book. But, you know, I picked up on that. It's just nice to see him go straight in there, smashing everyone up, no mucking around. You know, he's not getting done at all.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I'll elaborate on that as well later, because I'm going to connect it to something else. But that is exactly why I like Dragon Fist, Snake Art, because there's no build up. He's just real at kung fu straight away. I totally agree. Yeah, good one. So let's move on to the music. Stanley Joel Footlearn. Right, thanks very much for watching. If you can handle even more Snake and Crane chats, then in the next episode, part 5, we discuss the following: the music of Snake and Crane, with information about each track used in the film, and the amazing opening credits kung fu demonstration by Chan. Thanks, and hopefully we'll see you for part 5.
Snake and Crane.